keep in mind that the images you see here are not the only ones that we have, okay? There's many, many more. And keep in mind, 19th and National is surrounded by many, many cameras up and down. So these are just one of many images, okay, that we have.
This is 33-year-old Clayton Hubbard, currently being interrogated by detectives from the Milwaukee Police Department. But the crime in question took place a month ago.
3351 is a confirmed shooting. Black female. Shot to the left, right side of head.
On August 29, 2022, police responded to a shooting on the 800 block of North 26th Street. When they got there, they found Regina Allen bleeding out on the pavement. She was still conscious, barely. But even with her life slipping away, she managed to give police a description of the shooter and his car. Unfortunately, these would prove to be some of the last words she would say before tragically succumbing to her wounds. But her dying testimony didn't just identify her killer, it laid out every step of that violent night, ensuring the shooter would pay for what he did. Known by her friends as Maya, Regina Allen was full of life, joy, and laughter. She was an active part of the trans community in Milwaukee, but not even her tight-knit community could stop what was about to happen next. What followed would send shockwaves through Milwaukee's trans community and mark the city's third tragedy in 2022 alone involving a black trans woman.
Regina Maya Allen's life was cut short in a moment of unimaginable violence. Her courage to describe her killer while clinging to life is haunting. As part of Milwaukee's trans community, she was loved, vibrant, and resilient. Yet, her story reflects a painful reality. Too many black trans women face senseless tragedy. Why did this happen? What drove Clayton Hubard to pull that trigger? Let's dive into his interrogation and see how he faces the truth, or runs from it.
Unfortunately, they did not have much to go on. The shooter had fired one shot at Regina and fled the scene. Still, there were a few things that stood out right away, hinting that this was not a random hit-and-run or burglary. One, for starters, nothing of value seemed to be stolen from Regina. Her phone and wallet were on her, and the door to the house was bolted shut.
Nothing inside. In there.
What's that?
So there's nothing inside to indicate that it was in there.
Well, and she said he took off that way in his truck.
Passenger side shooter, maybe?
Two, more importantly, as mentioned earlier, Regina was able to give them a vivid description of the shooter and his vehicle. But three, the most shocking part wasn't even about the shooter. It was about who was with him. Regina was in the car with her killer. She knew him. A second witness would soon confirm her story.
At his window, looking outside of the window, he saw a black Chevy sedan with the first three of the license plate, Adam Boy Tom, I believe. Yeah, Adam Boy Tom.
Yeah.
He said, shoot gun out of the passenger side. Dude gets out of the driver's side, walks around onto the sidewalk. They had a couple of words. He took the gun out, shot her, got back in the car, and took off.
That confirmation gave police what they needed, using that statement and Regina's description. At this point, Clayton did not realize just how much evidence the police had on him. But what the detectives didn't expect was how calm he'd be, as if he hadn't just been caught on camera. As the interview begins, Detective Martin asks Clayton if he knows why he's here, and his response pretty much sets the tone for the rest of the interview.
So Clayton, we just want to talk to you about why you're here. Not sure if you've been informed or not. You got an idea?
I mean, I got an idea, but I mean, I had nothing to do with that stuff, so.
Okay, well, hopefully we can get to that, okay? Like I said, I wanted you to,
Detective Martin proceeded to read Clayton his Miranda rights, who immediately locked into the innocent act.
Clayton, you understand these rights?
So I mean, do I need a lawyer? Like,
Well, that is entirely up to you. We want to discuss the matter while you're here, okay? It's very serious, but we know that there's obviously two sides to everything, right? We would like to get your point, the story from your point of view, okay?
This is a crucial moment. Detectives know that if they push too hard, Clayton will shut down. At the same time, they cannot let him keep up this act. So they tactfully reveal to him exactly where he stands based on evidence, while also creating space for him to share his side of the story. By the way, if you're finding this video interesting so far, do us a favor, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. It really supports the channel. Now, let's dive back in.
Okay, there's surveillance video on this, okay? Now, people could interpret that differently, okay? And that's why I think it's very important to hear your side of things, okay? Does that make sense? Because a lot of times there's video, but yet without context, people are going to draw their own conclusion, okay? So just keep that in mind, all right? Because the last thing I would like for anybody to perceive you as being dishonest, okay? There's certain stuff that happens. However, we as investigators or people on the outside looking in, okay, we can only draw conclusions for what we have, okay? There's certain things that honestly we don't have all the answers to, okay? And it's very hard to plug in those holes and those gaps and fill in those missing pieces without not knowing the other side of the story.
Clayton's calm demeanor is chilling. He's sitting there, acting like he's just chatting about the weather, while detectives know he's linked to a murder. His "I had nothing to do with that" feels like a slap in the face to Regina's memory. The detectives are playing it smart, giving him rope to hang himself with his lies. But how long can he keep this up? The evidence is stacking up, and it's only a matter of time before his story crumbles. Let's watch it unfold.
You know what this is?
No, sir.
Never seen it before. You recognize that picture? I wish I could have blown it up. Okay. And what about this?
No, sir.
And what about this person?
Oh yeah, that's the day I went to I got some cigarettes at a gas station. I went home after that.
Okay. Anything happen out of the ordinary at this gas station on that night?
Somebody asked me to sell them a cigarette. I sold them a cigarette, and that was about it. They asked me if I had any cigarettes, and I just sold them some cigarettes and went home.
Okay. Do you remember what that person looked like?
Clayton recognized the victim, but when questioned about why he was there or where he went afterwards, he started to struggle.
We were at my sister's house.
Where is that at?
So, like in Waukesha or something.
Okay.
She let me stay there for a little bit.
Anything in particular that brought you out that night to that area specifically?
Honestly, I think I was going to visit my child's mother or something, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or
At that time of day?
Or like picking somebody up from work, or like I don't even remember. I honestly can't even remember, sir.
Okay. So again, I want to point out to you the time of night. Okay, it's very early in the morning. Not too many people receive visits.
Probably went to like
people's.
Maybe I went to a bar or something. I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you recall if you would have been at a bar, where you hang out?
No, I can't even really recall, man. I just know I was going to get some. I just know I needed some cigarettes, or like I want to sell them from the store. Maybe like some blunts or something.
Okay. How long had you been staying at your sister's at that time? If
not really that long.
Day, a week, months?
Selling those cigarettes is the only thing that Clayton claimed to remember with certainty. But when Detective Stephanie asked him one simple question, Clayton's whole "I don't remember" act started to fall apart.
Keep in mind that the images you see here are not the only ones that we have, okay? There's many, many more, okay? These are just the basic, okay? Just to demonstrate to you that obviously we know that you were there. This person is you, correct? All right? This is a vehicle that you have access to, correct? And keep in mind, 19th and National is surrounded by many, many cameras up and down, right? So these are just one of many, one of many images, okay, that we have. These are just the ones that I chose to show to you at the moment, okay? Because honestly, I wanted to see how honest you were willing to be with me. Because I'm telling you straight up, I'm here to get your side of things.
You mind if I have another smoke, sir?
Sure. Do me a favor, just point it out.
Yeah.
My partner is very health conscious, so.
Clayton was lying through his teeth about leaving the gas station alone. Despite
Do you remember where you were that night before you stopped at the gas station?
I think I was at home. Probably at the house I was staying at. Or I probably went to go see my mom or something.
his memory was conveniently selective. He didn't talk to the victim, didn't know her. He just sold her some cigarettes, nothing more.
Do you remember seeing someone?
I mean, that could have been that person.
Okay.
I was in there, I was trying to have to leave.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you pull around, right? You leave the gas station by yourself, but then you pull around over to the side.
What followed was a bombshell. Evidence so damning that it should have ended the game right there. Should have.
Clayton, what we're trying to get you to understand is that the events, right, are captured on it, okay? Honestly, this is just, I'm hoping that you're willing to be honest with us.
I'm being honest.
Because
Okay. Why did you pull over to the side of here then?
I can't even recall, right? I tried to connect my phone to the thing or something.
Okay. All right. So the same woman in the orange there is walking across the street at this point from the gas station. Yeah. Okay. So there she is again. Got the little tail end of her as she enters your vehicle.
I don't know. Maybe she just came right there to get the cigarettes or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I
Well, she
noticed my truck and like.
what happens on the ride? Where do you guys go?
I didn't even give her a ride. I probably just sold her the cigarettes and then left, sir.
So she leaves with you.
She didn't leave with me.
Is anybody else in the car with you?
No, I'm on my way home.
Okay. Clayton, as I mentioned to you earlier, man, this is your opportunity, okay? Again, ultimately, we're not the ones that decide.
Even after being shown proof that Regina left with him, he kept denying it, like the footage didn't exist. So the detectives changed their approach, hoping to make him face just how serious this really was.
Your car. Right there. That person right there.
They didn't get into my car.
I'm sure it was that one, okay? Are you aware that the police made contact?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they went to like a lot of people's houses.
However, there was no remorse in his demeanor, just glaring self-centeredness.
Like, the only thing I think
If you're on TV being accused of this, being talked to about that in that manner,
I'm scared,
why
man.
wouldn't you take it upon?
That footage of Regina getting into Clayton's car is gut-wrenching. She trusted him enough to ride with him, and he betrayed her in the worst way. His denials are infuriating, claiming he didn't give her a ride when the cameras don't lie. How can someone be so cold? Regina's final words pointed straight to him, yet the dodge's accountability. This isn't just about a crime. It's about a human life stolen. The detectives are closing in, but will Clayton ever own up to what he did?
Detectives then turned the tone of the investigation aggressive, in hopes that amping up the pressure would snap him out of this act.
I'm not wrong for going to a gas station.
You're not wrong about going to a gas station.
Like that.
Guess what? You're not even wrong for meeting somebody at a gas station and wanting to do what adult people do.
Even after being directly accused of murder, Clayton didn't flinch. He kept up the act, pretending that he didn't know what they were talking about. So they shift tactics once again, this time appealing to his survival instinct.
As you just put it,
It's
in so many
consensual.
words, it's consensual.
It's consensual. 100%.
You're not forcing nobody, neither is she forcing on you, I don't believe.
Man, that's obviously someone trying to frame me or something, man.
Okay. That's what you want to go with?
So that's all I could think, man.
So just so we're perfectly clear, you agree that this is you. And you agree that this is you talking to her. And you agree that this is her walking to your car.
I don't know, man.
And you agree that you agreed in the first place that this was your car pulling over around the corner from the gas station.
Clayton, however, has already decided that he wants to try a different strategy, making it obvious that he isn't going to crack.
You agreed in the first place that this was your car pulling over around the corner from the gas station.
I don't even know, man.
Okay, well that's what you previously agreed to.
Do you have a twin brother? No? Okay. Listen, Clayton, we're not gonna go around in circles and waste much time, okay? I think you got some thinking to do.
I shouldn't have to, like, for what? Like, I didn't have nothing to do with that.
You can keep telling us that, but that's not the truth, okay? We know you were involved. It's just a matter of you actually just explaining to us what happened, because there could be a perfectly reasonable, justifiable reason for what happened. But for you to deny that you weren't there and it didn't happen and she didn't go with you is not the truth.
Clayton, I'm gonna let you smoke a cigarette in peace, okay? I'll give you a moment. If you choose to continue talking, we can. If not, I can take you back up to your cell. You can get some shut-eye for the rest of the night. But just know that I'm willing to listen, okay? To whatever you wish to tell me, okay? We haven't lied to you once, man, okay? I never bring people in here with that. I don't
You seem like a
operate that.
good person.
I don't operate that way.
Same time, you got a job to do, though. You know?
Okay.
As the
Clayton's "this is sad, bro" line makes my blood boil. He's talking about Regina's death like it's a news headline, not something he caused. His self-pity, complaining about his life falling apart, is beyond selfish. Regina's gone, and he's whining about being framed. The detectives aren't buying it, and neither should we. This is where his lies start to crack under pressure. Let's see how he handles the next round when they stop playing nice.
But the lies and contradictions piling up told a very different story. The next morning, Clayton is brought back into the interrogation room in front of a different set of detectives, Curtis Pilchinski and Sean Lesniewski. This time, however, there was no friendly tone, no build-up, just pressure. They dive straight into the evidence, and Clayton responds with extreme caution, aware that every word counts.
It looks blue.
It's the lighting, man.
It's blue, man, to be honest with you. Dude, it's a Tahoe.
Yeah.
It's like the most common truck like ever, you know?
Is it like one that you've driven before?
No, I'm sure you drove one
How about
before.
if I show you this one? I think they showed you a picture like that yesterday from the gas station, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Is that what you were driving when you were at the gas station? Is a Tahoe?
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Okay. And whose Tahoe is that?
But as the questions kept coming, Clayton's story began falling apart again. He contradicted himself repeatedly, digging a deeper hole every time he opened his mouth.
Okay. So, when you're driving around, what plates did you put on it?
I didn't put any plates on it.
You didn't put any plates on it. Okay.
Did you raise that truck up, or was it like that?
I don't even know. It's probably just like that.
What you guys used to have? I mean, you had the fat tire in the back. Did you guys take those off from last winter, or did you buy it without the tires?
Honestly, I think those aren't even. I think those are for like a whole different car.
What car are those for then?
I don't even know.
You don't know a lot.
So yesterday they showed you a picture of you at the gas station, right? You said that was you, correct? Okay, and then they showed you a picture similar to this one, where this truck was stopped on the side of the road, correct?
I would say, I don't know.
Okay. Do you remember that?
I remember him showing me something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember showing up at the gas station in this Tahoe?
I went to the gas station to buy some blunts or like some cigarettes or something. That went home after that, sir.
Who'd you talk to in the gas station?
Somebody asked me to sell him some cigarettes.
Who's somebody? What'd that person look like?
Now, if you think it's a stupid idea to claim that you can't recognize your own vehicle, just wait until you hear what he comes up with next.
Okay. Number one, that's not true. Alright? Everybody, even people that have no money, have cell phones because they're free. Alright? So for you to say that, that is 99.9% almost impossible.
I mean, if I had one, it probably wasn't on. I probably just like used it for the music and stuff.
Weird that you would both give us a number for you and said that they contacted you regularly around this time. So what phone did you have, man?
I don't remember. I mean, I've probably had a phone, but I don't remember the phone number.
Do you have any type of learning disability?
Officers also point out how absurd all of this sounds, signaling to him that they're done putting up with his lies.
Do you have amnesia? So there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to recall your phone number, because obviously that's something that you would give out to people, correct?
What's it called? I don't remember my phone number, sir. I must have just got the phone or something.
So you don't remember if you just got a phone or something? See, you make no sense. I'll be quite honest with you. You're an adult, okay? If you were 2 years old, I could understand that. All right? Do you understand what I'm saying? That it's not like you stole some cookies from a cookie jar and your parents are trying to figure that out. That's not what we're dealing with here. So you want to play, oh, I don't know, I don't remember. That just makes you look like you're covering things up.
No, I know my phone.
Because we're not.
I would tell you something. Well,
You don't know your address either, huh?
I don't even have an address.
Following a plea deal to avoid trial, Hubbard pleaded guilty to first-degree reckless homicide. He was sentenced to 23 years in prison, followed by 7 years probation by a Milwaukee court 2 years after he fatally shot Regina Maya Allen outside of her residence. Judge Jean Keese was very clear in her rationale regarding the ruling.
23 years for Regina's life feels like justice, but can't bring her back. Her courage in her final moments ensured Clayton faced consequences. This case shines a light on the violence plaguing trans communities and the fight for accountability. Regina's memory lives on through her loved ones. Let's honor her by demanding change and safety for all. What are your thoughts on this verdict? Share below.